Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing the Friday the 13th movie. Now, this is where I would explain the plot of the movie, but I don't have to. Paul from the movie has explained it for me already, so take a look at this scene.
Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night, and he took his revenge. A revenge that he'll continue to seek if anyone ever enters his wilderness.
Alright, now that he's explained the plot, basically the plot, at his campfire, let's get into the positives and the negatives. Now, starting off with the positives I have for this movie, they are the characters are much better here. I found that following these characters was far more entertaining than the first movie. They entertained me. They kept my attention more, and I didn't feel like there was like a little. I didn't ever feel like there was like a drag with these characters ever on screen. So that's a great thing for a movie for the Friday the 13th franchise especially. And the characters I would like to point out that stand out here is Jenny. I think she's a way better final girl than Alice was. She takes action. You follow her throughout the movie, and she takes action against Jason. She's smart in the way she uses his mom's coat to disguise herself as Jason's mom, Pamela, and use that against him. I found that was a really good, smart, and she was entertaining throughout the whole movie. And I found that her questioning about what if Jason was actually still alive, because none of them knew that at the time. I found that to be interesting that at least one of them believed that he was still out there, and it turns out she was right. And since I mentioned him earlier, Paul is a really entertaining character in the way that he represents himself and holds down the camp as the camp I don't know, like the main head manager, I guess. I found him entertaining in the way that he talked with the sheriff, like, all right, their punishment is they ain't getting any extra dessert. It's real funny seeing him handle situations with the police and stuff, and it was really good. And for the next standout character, that I think stood out amongst the rest is Mark Jarvis. Now, he was fun to watch, but in the context of this movie, I feel really bad for him. The hand he was dealt by life in the context of this movie is so sad, because before the movie we are told how he got in his wheelchair is he got into a motorcycle accident and there's a slim to none chance that he can walk again, but he's optimistic that he can. So there's that. And also he probably finally gets a girl since the first time that he's gotten into this wheelchair from the accident. He finally gets a girl to notice him. And wouldn't you know that life had other plans for him? He not only doesn't get to go out with this girl. He gets stabbed in the face and rolled down flight of stairs getting killed. The hand that this man is dealt needs to be studied, because that is so unlucky. That is that is really a bad hand dealt to this man. Now, with that being said, we're going to be going into the next positive I have for the movie is that the kills are better here. And starting off with the best kill, I think is Mark's kill. At least he got that. At least he got the best kill in this movie for the entertainment of the audience. At least. Oh jeez. The kills are much better executed here. I like that Jason's stealthy a little bit in this movie, and that's good. And he He's like much more brutal and like creative than Pamela ever was, in my opinion, in this movie. And it's just entertaining to see him pick them off one by one, knowing that he has. I don't know if he knows he has that ambiguity, but knowing he has that ambiguity, the audience, us, is real chilling to see. And when he gets revealed, it's so good to see. So I found this movie to be entertaining in that regard. And the next positive I have is that the movie flows better than the first one. Now, I know that's probably a guaranteed with most sequels. Obviously, some sequels are worse and flow better. I mean, come on. We have Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. I'll have to rewatch that one to know if that sentiments it. But we have sequels in horror that absolutely do not flow as good as the original or even come close. Now, are there sequels out there that do this? Yes, but it's good that this movie found that flow and was able to continue it throughout the whole movie and keep you entertained. So that's another good point for this movie. And the final positive is Jason's all right here. I mean, we get better Jasons like in 3 and 4, but maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe the Jason in 3 is not as good as the 1 and 2. I don't know. We'll have to see. But he's alright in this. I mean, it's the first time we're seeing Jason. It's the first time the character has been on screen. So, can't really expect much. So, for a first outing, very nice. Good. The Baghead, alright. I mean, I guess it's done better in the remake. The Baghead is, that look, it's done better in the remake, but we haven't gotten there yet. Alright. We're going into the negatives now. And the first negative I have for this movie is that this movie starts off with some continuity issues. Because if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, why did Jason never, and I mean ever, try to find his mom? What, like, did he just scroll throughout the woods his whole life and all that and just never tried to find his mom ever? I mean, it seems a little far-fetched, but I'll give it to this movie. Let's say that Jason is a lost kid and he can never find his mom in the woods. That's plausible. All right, I'll give it that. But why did Jason's mom, Pamela, never go out and find her son? Like, the body was like, we're told that the body is trapped at the bottom of the lake. There was no body found. Why would you, as a parent, ever stop looking for your kid? At least to the degree of, like, at least giving them a proper burial. We see in the first movie that Pamela is so crazy about Jason's death that she is willing to kill people that weren't even involved in the murder with her son or the drowning. We see that, but she will not go that far to find her son's body. I mean, that seems a little far-fetched. Alright, and the next issue I have, it's a bit of a funny issue. So, at the beginning of the movie, we see that Jason somehow tracked down Alice at her house and kills her for revenge of his mom. Now, in the context of the scene, you would think, you were led to believe that he somehow found her at some random location that is not Camp Crystal Lake, and that he just found her in the middle of nowhere somewhere and killed her. But I did a little research on this movie, and apparently on the Friday the 13th wiki, feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but apparently in the novelization, Alice lives near Camp Crystal Lake, and she goes there from time to time and to try and get over her trauma. And Jason recognized her car and followed her back to her house. But one question I have for Alice, specifically her: Why would you live near Camp Crystal Lake? I get wanting to get over your trauma and all, but why would you live near the spot where your friends got murdered in front of you? Or not in front of you, but murdered around you. You found their bodies in the place you had to defend yourself and murder someone, and it's something that clearly affects you to this day. Why would you live near it? Like, why? You were begging for some of Pamela's relatives to come after you. Like, now, excluding the fact that she probably thinks, oh, maybe she thinks that Jason isn't real, that she was dreaming. But what if Pamela's, like, I don't know, cousin that is as crazy as her finds out that you killed her, and he knows where you are, and he can easily find you. So what if he comes to kill you? Like, why are you here? Get far away from this place. Jesus. But anyways, that's a funny issue that I thought I would bring up and maybe clear up some confusion on how Jason found Alice anyways, because it's never specifically stated. So there you go. And the next issue I have is that they messed up the ending again by not having the jump scare be the ending, because if you end this movie with Jason climbing through the window and just getting her, just getting Jenny, that would have been a perfect ending. It shows that Jason is an unstoppable force and that you can never really kill him, that he survived death again. But it ends with Jenny being wheeled out in an ambulance in the morning, and we don't ever see Paul in this ending anywhere. Like, where the hell is he? Like, why aren't you with your girlfriend, man? But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, this movie was for me, a massive step up in the right direction for this series, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. To give it a rating, I would probably give it a 4 out of 5. Alright, guys, that's going to do it. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one for part 3. Peace.